Hey there, welcome back to the channel. Let me hit you with something straight up. If you're rebusting your butt in the gym, but not seeing the muscle gains, something's off. You're not alone. Millions of people train hard, eat their meals, and still end up frustrated, staring at the mirror like, what am I doing wrong? Well, that's exactly what we re-diving into today. The real reasons your muscle building progress might be stuck. And more importantly, what you can do to finally break through that plateau. We're talking training strategies, nutrition breakdowns, recovery, mindset, the whole package. So if you're serious about getting jacked, grabbing that lean, muscular physique you've been chasing, and finally, making your hard work count, you're in the right place. Let's get into it. Cue energetic music, motion graphics with muscle building mistakes explained, flying in. First, let's tackle the elephant in the room, your training. Are you stuck in a rut? You're overtrained or burnt out from pushing way too hard, without enough rest and recovery? Or maybe your workouts have become stale with the same old exercises and no room for growth. If your training plan lacks variety and progressive overload, you're not giving your muscles the stimulus they need to adapt and grow. To build muscle effectively, you need to progressively overload your muscles by increasing the weight load, reps, or workout frequency over time. Without this stimulus, your body has no reason to build more muscle. Next, let's talk nutrition. Are you fueling your body the right way? It's crucial to consume enough protein to support muscle growth. A good rule of thumb is to aim for around 73 grams of protein per pound of body weight per day. And don't forget about the importance of getting enough calories overall. If you're not in a calorie surplus, your body won't have the energy needed to build new muscle tissue. Now, let's switch gears and discuss recovery. Are you getting enough sleep? You manage stress effectively? These factors play a significant role in muscle building. During sleep, your body releases essential hormones like testosterone and human growth hormone, which promote muscle growth. Chronic stress can hinder muscle growth by elevating cortisol levels and disrupting hormonal balance. Finally, let's address the often overlooked aspect of muscle building, your mindset. Do you stay positive and consistent even when you face setbacks? Having the right mindset is crucial for staying motivated and disciplined throughout your muscle building journey. So there you have it, a breakdown of the key factors influencing your muscle building progress. To dive deeper into each of these areas and discover actionable steps you can take to optimize your muscle building journey, check out our comprehensive guide linked below. Remember, building muscle is a complex process that requires a holistic approach. By addressing training, nutrition, recovery, and mindset, you'll set yourself up for success. Stay tuned for more informative content and let us know your thoughts. Thanks for watching. The reality of muscle growth can be broken down into 3 basic principles. First, we have training, nutrition, and recovery. This is a simple formula for success, but one that most people get wrong. As a matter of fact, most people spend years in the gym and make almost no real progress. And it's not because they're lazy. In many cases, they just need better information. Now, if you've been struggling to build muscle strength or improve your body composition, don't worry, because this video will help put you back on track. And just to show you how serious I am about helping you succeed, I'll even share my top 3 biggest mistakes that keep people from growing. So stay tuned because you're not going to want to miss this. Now let's start with training. When most people begin their fitness journey, they do so with high hopes and energy. They join a gym, buy some protein powder, and dive right in. However, what many don't realize is that muscle growth isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. It requires patience, consistency, and a well-designed plan. The old adage, slow and steady wins the race, rings especially true when it comes to building muscle strength and size. The first mistake that trips up many individuals is overtraining. See, our muscles grow when we challenge them with exercise, and then allow them time to recover. Overtraining means exercising too frequently or intensely without giving the body adequate rest. This can lead to a phenomenon known as the law of diminishing returns, which basically means you'll reach a point where your gains will slow down significantly. A good training plan should include strategic rest days and periods of active recovery to allow your muscles to rebuild and strengthen. The second mistake is undereating. To build muscle, you need to consume enough calories to support the growth process. Not eating enough can result in muscle loss instead of gain. Now, this doesn't mean you should overeat, but you must find the right balance. Working with a nutritionist or using online tools can help determine your daily calorie needs for muscle growth. The third mistake is a lack of progressive overload. Progressive overload is the gradual increase of stress placed upon the body during exercise. Without it, your body has no reason to grow stronger or add muscle mass. It's essential to gradually increase the weight, reps, or intensity of your workouts over time. This can be done by using heavier weights, doing more repetitions, or reducing rest times between sets. Making these three mistakes are going to prevent you from seeing results, but it gets even worse. Let's move on to nutrition. To build muscle strength and size, it's crucial to fuel your body with the right nutrients. Many people make the mistake of relying on processed foods and sugary drinks, which can lead to excess fat and inflammation, both of which can hinder muscle growth. Instead, focus on consuming whole, unprocessed foods like fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and complex carbohydrates. These foods provide the necessary vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants to support muscle growth and overall health. Additionally, staying hydrated is essential because water helps transport nutrients to your muscles and aids in the removal of waste products. Finally, we have recovery. Often overlooked, recovery is a critical component of the muscle building process. It's during recovery that our bodies repair and rebuild muscle tissue, making it stronger than before. Sleep plays a vital role in recovery because it allows your body to release human growth hormone, which aids in muscle repair and growth. A lack of sleep can lead to increased cortisol levels, which can hinder muscle growth. Other recovery methods include things like foam rolling, stretching, and getting massages. All of these things are going to help speed recovery and reduce the risk of injury. So there you have it, the basics of muscle growth and 3 common mistakes that can hinder your progress. Remember that building muscle strength and size takes time and consistency. Don't get discouraged if you don't see results immediately. Just stay committed to your training, nutrition, and recovery plan, and you will eventually reach your goals. And with that said, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure you like and subscribe. Also, leave a comment below on what your goals are. Promise to reply to every single comment. And finally, don't forget to grab your free trial at our website. My name is Name. This is my channel. And as always, remember that knowledge is power. And with that being said, I'll see you guys soon. So you hit the gym, you eat your protein, and you're still not building muscle. It sucks. So today we're going to look at the 5 biggest reasons why that might be happening. Welcome back. Let's jump straight into reason now. 1, you're not training hard enough. Now I know this is going to upset some people. Some of you might feel like you're pushing really hard, but the truth is, most people train far too conservatively. They lift weights that are too light, use momentum, and don't push to failure. The problem is that muscle only grows when it's forced to adapt. So if you're not really challenging your muscles, there's no reason for them to grow. To build muscle, you have to push your workouts to the point where you could do only a couple more reps before you absolutely have to stop. That's called reaching muscle failure. To get there, you need 2 things. One is to use enough weight that by the last few reps, you're struggling with the weight. If you're breezing through your sets, you need to add more weight. The second thing is to control the weight on the way down. Using momentum, swinging, or dropping the weight isn't going to cut it. Instead, concentrate on keeping your form perfect throughout the entire set. This means controlling the weight down in a smooth and steady motion. If you reach a point where you could do 1 or 2 more reps, but your form starts breaking down, that's muscle failure. And that's where you should aim to be every single workout. Another key thing to track your lifts, so that you can gradually increase the weight load over time. This gradual increase in challenge over time is known as progressive overload, which has been shown to be the most potent muscle-building stimulus. So if you want to build muscle, you have to be progressively overloading your muscles. And that means pushing yourself hard, using enough weight, and tracking your progress. All right, on to reason number 2. You're overtraining without recovery. We've been sold this idea that you have to train extremely frequently to build muscle. I mean, even the name of the workout program I released was called 7-Day Muscle. But the truth is, training 6 or 7 days a week without adequate rest will crush your gains. Muscle grows during recovery, not while you're lifting weights. During your workouts, you're creating microscopic tears in your muscle fibers. It's only when you recover that your body repairs those tears and makes the muscle stronger and larger. If you're not giving your body enough time to recover, you'll be constantly setting yourself back. To recover properly, you need at least one full day off every week. But that doesn't mean you're not being active. You can go for walks, do yoga, or other low-intensity activities. Just make sure you're giving your muscles time to repair and rebuild. Also, make sure to get plenty of sleep and manage your stress levels. If you're stressed out or not sleeping enough, that can also hamper your recovery. Remember, you don't have to train every day to build muscle. In fact, taking a few days off per week is crucial for optimal recovery and growth. Reason no. 3. Nutrition isn't dialed in. Sure, you're eating protein, but are your carbs and fats dialed in? Are you actually in a calorie surplus? Because if you're not eating enough overall calories, you're never going to build muscle. Also, are you eating the right kinds of carbs and fats? Dirty bulking won't work forever. At some point, you'll gain a lot of body fat along with your muscle, so it's important to focus on clean sources of calories from whole foods.
Right.
Make sure you're getting plenty of complex carbohydrates, healthy fats, and lean proteins. Get your carbs from sources like oats, brown rice, and sweet potatoes. Get your fats from avocados, nuts, and seeds, and get your protein from chicken, fish, and beans. I know it sounds boring, but these are the best sources of nutrition for muscle growth. And you can easily track the calories in these foods to make sure you're in a surplus. My recommendation is to aim for a surplus of around 200 to 500 calories per day. Any more than that, and you'll probably just gain a bunch of fat. Any less than that, and you may not gain enough muscle. Reason no? For your mind-muscle connection sucks. If you're just moving weight from A to B, you're not optimizing hypertrophy. The mind-muscle connection refers to the link between your brain and your muscles. If that link is weak, your muscles won't grow as much. To build muscle, you have to be able to direct your mind to the target muscle and contract it effectively. This means focusing on the muscle you want to build during your workout. For example, if you're doing a chest exercise, you need to be thinking about your chest, not your arms or shoulders. To improve your mind-muscle connection, try these tips. Before you start your workout, take a few moments to visualize yourself performing each exercise perfectly. During your workout, focus on contracting the target muscle as hard as possible. After your workout, reflect on your performance and think about what you could have done better. And finally, reason no. 5. Lack of patience and consistency. This one really stings, because it's the most common reason people fail to build muscle. The truth is that muscle growth takes time. If you're jumping from program to program every few weeks or expecting crazy results in a month, you're setting yourself up for failure. Building muscle is a long-term process that requires patience and consistency. It takes months, even years, to see significant muscle growth. So don't get discouraged if you're not seeing results immediately. Just stick to your workout routine and nutrition plan, and you will eventually see results. So there you have it. Those are the 5 biggest reasons why you're not building muscle. Now check out this video on how to build muscle strength and get really lean all at the same time.
Nice.
And remember, patience and consistency are key. Stay dedicated and you will see results. In the last video, I talked about how to break through plateaus by manipulating 3 variables: workout variables, nutrition variables, and recovery variables. And we dived deep into each one and gave you exact steps to follow. But in this video, I want to show you examples and case studies of these principles in action, so you can see what it looks like in real life. Let's start with example no. 1. The overtrainer. Meet Jake. He trains 7 days a week, eats clean, he lives in the gym, but he's always tired and he's never seen gains. Now, if you're like Jake, you might think that the solution is to train even harder and to cut even more and to add another day to your workout week. But the reality is Jake was overtraining. His recovery wasn't matching his training. So let's say Jake does 20 sets for biceps on Monday. To make sure his biceps grow, he needs to allow 72 hours of recovery time. That means he shouldn't do more than 20 sets for biceps again until Thursday. But if Jake isn't tracking his sets, he might accidentally do 30 sets for biceps in a week. That's a mistake many people make. They don't track their sets. They just go to the gym. And they do exercises that target the same. His muscles more than 72 hours away from their previous workout. For those muscles, the solution for Jake is to start tracking his sets and to add 2 rest days per week. It's that simple. You want to make sure that you do more than 20 sets for biceps in a week, unless you want to train to failure, so that you can build more muscle strength and endurance. We have another video on how to train to failure if you want to check that out. Example no. 2. The undereater. Sarah thought she was eating enough because she was having protein shakes and chicken breasts. She also trained hard, and she followed all the best practices. But come Friday, she was exhausted. Come Saturday, she skipped leg day, and Sarah actually tracked her food. She realized that she was way under maintenance. She was only eating 1,600 calories per day, which is extremely low. No wonder she felt exhausted all the time. No wonder she wasn't growing. Now the fix is pretty obvious. She needs to eat more, especially filling carbohydrates around her workouts to give her energy. But many people are afraid to do this because they fear that they will get fat. Here's a little secret. Muscle weighs more than fat, so if you're worried about getting fat, you shouldn't be worried, because you'll actually be gaining muscle, which has a greater impact on your metabolism than fat. After all, every pound of muscle you gain, you'll burn an additional 35 calories per day. If you need help figuring out exactly how many calories you should be eating to fuel your workouts and to build muscle, we have another video on that too. Example number 3, the form fixer. Then there's Marcus. He's a pretty strong dude. He can bench 300 pounds, but he's not very big. He doesn't have much muscle mass. If you watched our videos for a while, you'd know that this is a common problem for beginners. Marcus does all the right things. He's consistent, he tracks his food, he gets enough rest. But his muscles are lagging behind. Now, if you're like Marcus, you probably think that the solution is to lift heavier or to do more volume. But the reality is, Marcus was just moving the weight from point A to point B. He wasn't connecting to his muscles. He wasn't really forcing the muscles to grow. For example, if Marcus did 8 reps of barbell curls with perfect form, that's great. But he should also try to do 10, 12 reps until his muscles fail. In fact, research shows that higher reps lead to more muscle growth. Another issue is that Marcus was just going through the motions. He wasn't focused on squeezing the muscles. When he would curl the barbell up, he wouldn't squeeze the biceps. He'd just curl the weight. There's a concept in strength training called time under tension. This is simply the amount of time you spend under load. For example, if you were to lower the weight down for a bicep, curl in 3 seconds, then stop and hold it there for 2 seconds, and then press back up in 3 seconds. You would have spent a total of 8 seconds under tension. By slowing down the eccentric portion of the rep and the concentric portion of the rep and adding isometric holds, Marcus can increase the time under tension. And if he can do this for all his major muscle groups, he'll start seeing more gains in no time. And that's it. These are 3 examples of people who failed to grow. And more importantly, the fixes that they need to implement to start seeing gains. If you have implemented everything we've taught you in the last 2 videos and you're still not seeing gains, you should watch this video next, where we dive deep into some more advanced strategies. Alright, it's time to stop ruining your training and start being smart so you can actually make real gains that last. You can stop wasting time and energy on bullshit that doesn't move the needle. So let's break down exactly what you need to do instead. First, stop ruining your training by taking it too far past your limits. Now, I know that most people think that more is better when it comes to training, but that couldn't be further from the truth. You need to understand that it's not the amount of work you do that matters most. It's the quality of work that really counts. I see 2 main areas where people screw this up. First, you have people who train way too frequently. They're going to the gym every day or multiple times per week, and they burn themselves out. This leads to a ton of issues, from burnout to high levels of fatigue and decreased performance to an increased risk of injury. Remember, recovery is just as important as your actual training sessions. Your body needs time to repair and rebuild muscle tissue after workouts. Without adequate rest, you won't be able to perform at your best, and you will increase the chances of getting injured. Secondly, you have people who train with way too high of an intensity during their sessions. They push themselves so hard that they do and allow their body to fully recover between sets and workouts. This leads to a bunch of issues just like overtraining. Remember, you should aim for progressive overload, not just intensity. That means pushing yourself during your workout, but also allowing your body enough time to recover before your next session. Find the sweet spot for your own body by listening to it and paying attention to how you feel. Second, stop ruining your training by not recovering properly. As I just mentioned, It's super important to allow your body to fully recover after a workout, and that starts with getting enough sleep. Do you want to think of sleep as a cost of being a bodybuilder or someone who wants to get stronger? Instead, think of sleep as one of the most important investments you can make in your training. Sleep helps your body repair and rebuild muscle tissue, which is essential for growth and recovery. It also helps regulate hormones like testosterone and growth hormone, which play a big role in muscle building. To get the right amount of sleep, aim for 7 to 9 hours per night. Create a consistent sleep schedule by going to bed and waking up around the same time each day. This will help regulate your body's natural sleep-wake cycle and make it easier to fall asleep at night. Third, stop ruining your training by eating like a hypocrite. You might be doing all the right things in the gym, but if you're not fueling your body properly, it's going to be a waste. You need to eat in a calorie surplus to build muscle, so that means consuming more calories than you burn each day. But it's not just about eating more. You need to eat the right foods to support muscle growth and recovery. Focus on consuming lean protein sources like chicken breast, fish, and tofu. These foods provide the amino acids your body needs to repair and build muscle tissue. They also contain minimal amounts of saturated and trans fats, which can be harmful to your health. Aim for 1.6 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight per day to support optimal muscle growth. Fourth, stop ruining your training by not feeling the burn. One of the biggest mistakes I see beginners make is that they focus too much on the weight. They're relifting rather than the actual movement. I'm talking about those who try to impress others with showy reps or ego lifts. Instead of focusing on feeling the target muscle working throughout the entire exercise, it's called a mind-muscle connection. Make it a priority to learn the mind-muscle connection for each exercise. This will help you focus on the right muscle groups and improve your overall effectiveness. Fifth, stop ruining your training by being inconsistent. Nothing productive ever happens by accident. If you want to succeed at building muscle and strength, you need to be consistent, patient, and locked in. That means staying committed to your training and nutrition plan, even when you don't feel like it. Be prepared to make sacrifices and prioritize your goals if necessary. Building muscle takes time and dedication. Don't get discouraged if you don't see results immediately. Stay focused and keep working towards your goals. So there you have it. Those are 5 ways you're likely ruining your training without even knowing it. I know this stuff seems simple, but you'd be surprised at how many people don't follow these basic principles. By avoiding these common mistakes and implementing the tips I've shared, you can set yourself up for success and achieve your fitness goals faster. Remember, consistency is key. So stay focused and dedicated to your training and nutrition plan, and you'll see results over time. Drop a like and subscribe for more great evidence-based breakdowns on all things fitness. Leave any questions you have in the comments below. I'll do my best to answer as many as I can and catch you in the next video.